Is there a fundamental difference between the two? If we vote for Biden and put him into office, is Biden and the Democratic Party going to save Black America from police genocide, systematic racism, gentrification, redlining, and miseducation? Allow me to answer that for you in case you forgot. 4 years ago, Barack Hussein Obama and his vice president at the time, Joe Biden, aka the Democrats, were in office. Now, before I even move forward, let's take a look at what Obama and the Democrats did for Black people when he was in office. Back in 2016, Obama did an interview with my main man, Ta-Nehisi Coates, on reparations. Now, unlike most interviewers who allow Obama to talk in circles and ramble about bullshit, Ta-Nehisi Coates consecutively pressed Obama about reparations. Every single time Obama tried to weasel his way around it, Ta-Nehisi Coates would shut Obama down and ask him the exact same questions that I've been posing today. What policies are you putting into place that will help the Black community out? And for the people at home who think I'm making this up, allow me to read Obama's response to Mr. Coates when he asked him about reparations. Begin quote, "I am in being able to mobilize the country around providing a benefit specific to African Americans as a consequence of slavery and Jim Crow. Now, we can debate the justices of that, but I feel pretty confident in that assessment politically. And I think that part of my optimism comes from the belief that we as a people could actually, regardless of all the disadvantages of the past, regardless of the fact that a lot of other folks got a head start in the race, if we were able to make the race fair right now," and end quote. Did you guys just hear that? So Obama said out of his own mouth that despite the disadvantages of the past, regardless of the fact that a lot of other folks, namely every other person except Black people, got a head start in the race, if we were able to make the race fair right now, things would be okay for Black people. Now, if that isn't the biggest lie I've ever heard in my life, I don't know what is. And not only is that a lie, I can prove that that's a lie. Take a look at this article. This article is appropriately titled, "Blacks Will Take Hundreds of Years to Catch Up to White Wealth." It was written by Tanzaniga Vega on August 9th, 2016, 8:39 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Begin quote, "The wealth gap between Blacks and whites in America will take hundreds of years to close, if ever. If current trends persist, it will take 228 years for Black families to accumulate the same amount of wealth as whites, according to the report released this week from the Corporation of Economic Development and the Institute for Policy Studies. For Latino families, it'll take 84 years. Over the past 30 years, the average household wealth of white families has grown 85% to $656,000, while that of Blacks has climbed just 27% to $85,000, and Latinos 69% to $98,000. We're seeing wealth concentrating in fewer and fewer hands, and those hands are overwhelmingly white," said Josh Hoxie, who leads the Project on Opportunity and Taxation at the Institute for Policy Studies. "As the number of people of color in the United States increases, so will the wealth gap. By 2043, the year the census expects whites to be the minority in the U.S., the racial wealth gap between Blacks and Latino households and white households will double from 500,000 to 1 million, the report said. So what the hell is Obama talking about? He's a goddamn liar, and we just caught him in a lie. That's all he does. There is no way that Black people are ever going to be catching up to any white person anytime soon. Even if you make the race fair now, they are not catching up. It is physically impossible. And we also know this is true because I just showed you an article earlier where they already project in 30 years' time, the wealth for Black people will be zero. So again, what is he talking about? Now, luckily for us, Mr. Coates knows Obama is full of shit. So he hit him with the exact same question that I just said. Begin quote. Coates says, "You think we could catch up?" Feeling pressured, as Obama knows that Coates isn't going to go for that, Obama quickly doubles back and says this, begin quote, "Now, are we going to have suddenly the same number of CEOs, billionaires, etc. as the white community in 10 years? Probably not. maybe not even in 20 years, but I guarantee you that we would be thriving. We would be succeeding. Again, that's a lie. How the hell are things going to be thriving for black people when they have no access to wealth? Let me ask you guys a serious question at home. Can any person at home enjoy themselves if they can't pay their rent? Can any person at home enjoy themselves or thrive when they can't feed their families because they have no access to wealth? Then Obama goes on to say, and my point has always been, we're so far from that. Why are we even having the abstract conversation when we've got a big fight on our hands just to get strong, universal anti-poverty programs and social programs in place? And we're still fighting to make sure that basic anti-discrimination laws are enforced, not just at the federal level, by the way, but throughout government and throughout private sectors. Now, in case you're not following the narrative here, Ta-Nehisi Coates is giving Obama the business. He's chopping Obama up for not giving black people reparations in this article. And Obama, out of his own mouth, told black America that we are so far from giving black people anything. Why are we even having this abstract conversation? AKA, why are we still talking about these stupid reparations, especially when we could focus on other things? Obama said this to the very people who got him into office. Obama told you, black man and black woman, that he would rather focus on other people's problems than to help you out. But you know what's funny about this entire ordeal? Obama didn't say that to the Holocaust survivors. In fact, Obama gave them $12 million. And on top of that, Obama's administration exclusively put policies into place to protect them. And that's not all, my friends. The Holocaust survivors aren't the only ones who were taken care of by Obama. Back in 2010, the Obama administration passed the Tribal Law Act and the American Recovery Reinvestment Act of 2009, which allocated $510 million for rehabilitation of Native American housing. Meanwhile, Obama did nothing for black people, despite the fact that black America was devastated by the Great Recession. To make this simple, Barack Hussein Obama and the Democratic Party didn't give two shits about black people losing their homes, yet they gave $510 million to Native Americans. And don't even get me started about the LGBT community. Obama and his Democrats passed more laws for them than any other president in history.
Why not target the African American community? Why not say then, this is for you? This is for African Americans. If there was a banking crisis, then you target money for the banks. If there was a national disaster, you target your money for the national for disaster relief.
That's not how America works.